All praises to Yahawah, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elected nation of Israel. And this is going to be a lesson, excuse me, this is going to be a lesson on how you don't need a degree or any worldly accolades to understand the spiritual things of the Lord, right? And what's made me do this lesson is that I was watching a debate, which the debate was on a dumb topic anyway, right? And like it was a debate between that bug out God Logic, right, and that demon Muhammad Hijab man, right, who's a clown as well. But this Muhammad Hijab guy kept calling the Jake, which he is an Israelite, but he's just bugged out. He kept calling him boy, right, which he was calling him boy because he knows all of the history of America, or he understands some of the history with Jake in America, and he was trying to lower him down by that. And he was caught, and he was like telling him he doesn't have a high school diploma and all this kind of stuff. And I was thinking to myself, like, what are you boasting? And he boasted that he's got 6 degrees over studying 15 years and all that. I was just thinking, okay, but then how comes this guy is still cutting you on certain things with your own book that you can't claim to believe in, which he was. Right now, the debate that they was having was on a dumb topic anyway. It was a debate in the Bible regarding whether Jesus is God, which he's not. Right? He's not, right? Jesus is not God. God is not Jesus, right? The debate was dumb. And yet still, when it came to certain things, that God logic demon geezer, he was still cutting that hijab guy on certain things within his own book, man. And then he was trying to not address him and trying to still just be racist towards him and try and push him down based on the amount of degrees that he's got. But it made me think this is the reason why a lot of these bug outs in Christianity, they try to disrespect and play Israelites dry in terms of all the things that we know about the Bible, and kept trying to tell us, you ain't got a degree, you ain't got this and you ain't got that, and try to call us fogs and all of this stuff. But the things that we've been saying are right. And the Hebrew Israelites have been cutting Christianity every single time that they try and have a debate with us. Every single time that a Hebrew Israelite and a Christian, no matter how much degrees they so-called claim to have, the Israelite always wins, man. The Israelites have always been winning, always been running off Christians are off their place that they've been teaching the Bible. They've been running away. I've had some people run away from me before, man. I've said certain things to Jehovah's Witnesses before, and they literally got their caught and started running away. I wasn't chasing them, trying to fight them, and they started running away. They was running away, man. So they ain't deep. All this, they're smart and all this stuff, and they think they're smart, and they think that black people are dumb and all that. Mate, okay. So how comes you can't win then? In anything to do with the spiritual things? Because the spiritual things are not passed on to people based on, you know what, let me get this. Because this world really thinks a degree means something. And when I was looking at, like, wondering where this guy got his degrees from, most of the degrees that he got was given to him in the UK. I was thinking, okay, so this guy's boasting as a non-white man about his degrees that he mainly got given by so-called white people. So you're a coon, your own self, man. You're a clown, right? You're boasting about your degrees that you got given in a country that don't even belong to your people. Because some of us Hebrew Israelites have got a degree. It might not be in religious studies, but we got a degree. So what? What does that mean? That don't mean shit. Having a degree don't mean shit, man. It don't mean nothing. It just means you fell for the trick. To be honest with you. Jeremiah chapter 9 and verse 23 does say, if Yahawah, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom. Oh, I've got 6 degrees. And you've got 6 degrees, yet that guy was still able to point out certain, which I don't even like that guy. But he was able to still point out certain things that guy did not know in regards to his own book that he claims to believe in. Now, again, the debate was dumb, and really, the God logic guy was actually trying to defend that Jesus is God is dumb, because he's not. And yet still, for all that, on certain points when it was coming to him saying things about the Quran, what it says in there, he was right. And that Muhammad Hijab guy kept trying to tell him, nah, you don't know what you're talking about. You ain't educated enough. You ain't qualified to speak about it and all of that. But then ended up having to agree. that he was right, but trying to agree with the attitude. Because this world just don't respect us, Jakes, man. It don't respect the so-called black men in this world. Even the ones that want to try and be a coon, I'm going to try and talk about God loves everybody like God Logic does, right? That guy's an idiot, right? That guy's an idiot. But when it came to some of the things that he was saying in that debate, he was cutting that guy. Not anything to do with him trying to make out like Yahawah Shai and Yahawah the same, because they're not. But in certain things that he was like, he couldn't. He was trying to make that be a thing, but he's dumb because it's not true. And we as Israelites are never going to believe that that's true, man. We don't believe that that's true because it's not. And that one lie on that Christianity teaches in regards to the Bible has brought a lot of confusion to the scriptures, man. It's made a lot of people be able to run their mouth. Because that's one of the main things that all of these people that are in the religion of Islam want to try and use to try and be about, oh, the Bible ain't this and the Bible ain't that. And they try and even come to Israelites with that. And then when the Israelites say, we don't believe that, their whole reason for even trying to bother an Israelite goes out the window. And now they want to say, oh, we believe in one God, you believe in one God, so let's just all be friends. No, fuck you. We don't believe what you believe. Follow your own God, man. Oh, it doesn't matter that it's a different name. It's the same God at the end of the day. No. The one God that you think exists and the one God that we think exists are different. So when you're saying that there's only one God, you're thinking that it's the God that you believe, that's Allah character. When we saying that we believe there's only one God, we believe in Yahawah. So it's not the same thing. The God that you claim to believe in says you can eat camel. The God that we believe in doesn't say that we can eat camel. So we're not on your thing, man. We don't, and this is what these people try and do, man. They always want to try and join on with us. They always want to try and join on and try and attach their belief system in some way to the Bible. They can't just make their book stand out without bothering and trying to be attached to the Bible in any way. They always have to try and link it in some way, shape or form to the Bible, man. And it's ridiculous. Why can't their book just be glorious without mentioning the Bible? But they always have to try and disprove the Bible to try and get their book to shine, man. Because they really think that the truth of a book is shown by the amount of people worldwide that believe in it. And that's why one of the things that they boast in is, oh, there's this amount of Muslims worldwide. Okay. And what's that mean, man? It's not about the numbers. There's way less people that believe in the Hebrew Israelite doctrine than there is people that believe in the Christianity doctrine of the Bible, and that there is that believe in the whole Islam doctrine of the Quran, and yet the Hebrew Israelite doctrine is the one that's telling the truth. I haven't ever heard about no prophecies that anyone's expecting really to come from the Quran. It's all vague and some milky eye, one eye is milky and one eye is bulging BS, some bullshit Dajjal BS, right? But it ain't no true things that they're going to talk about, man. And that's why they have to come with extra things later on to try and be like, oh, yeah, this is what's going to happen. There ain't no real things that they stand on, man. And that's why the average Muslim does not even know anything about their book. But the average Hebrew Israelite, we know, like, if we're watching like a street camp video or something like that, right? And the Israelite reader calls a verse, right? We already know what he's going to say before he's read it most of the time, man. But can that be said for Christianity? No. Apart from for John 3:16, they've got John 3:16. There's neither Jew nor Greek, and that's about it. That's the only verse that they'll know to try and go to, and that, oh, we're all made of the same blood and all that. They don't know the book like we do, man. Because the understanding that we have of that book is not something that you can get from an old degree. And trying to say, oh, I've got 6 degrees, like what that hijab guy was saying, is dumb. Because did the Muhammad that they claim to have been a prophet and all this shit, did he have a degree? Or according to what they would say, he couldn't even read? So what are you on about, man? He couldn't even read, bro. But yet he was so enlightened spiritually, according to what they would say, right? And then, okay, where was Jesus's degree? Where was Yahawah Shai? Let's do the real name, man. Where was Yahawah Shai's degree? Or who the world would call so-called Jesus? Where was his degree? Where was King David's degree, man? Did King David have a degree? In fact, when did people start getting these things that are called degrees? How long have these things that people get that are called degrees been going around, man? To where that's now the measure of whether you're smart or not? When did people start getting measured by their intelligence on an IQ test? How long's that been around? It hasn't even been around 500 years. So what are you people talking about, man? Verse Jeremiah chapter 9 and verse 23. Thus saith Yahawah, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man glory in his might. Don't try and think you're tougher than nobody else, neither, because Yahawah don't care about that. Because any of you, like all you people that think that you're smart, right? There's always somebody worldly that's gonna have just as much worldly knowledge as you have, right? And the person that's really the smartest is the person that opened up the university and made all you clowns believe that having a degree means something, man. So you're all chasing degrees, and then get into a wine and cheese party, and then you want to I've got 7 degrees and I've got a PhD that I'm studying later on. But the person that opened up the university is thinking, right, these motherfuckers could have just bought a few of these books and read it themselves, and it would have been more enlightened. They would have been more enlightened, man. People, when they hear the Hebrew Israelites start talking based on the things that we know through the Bible, they start thinking, man, this person must have went to this or this or that. They start being like, man, these people are intelligent, because we've learned a whole bunch of things just because we believe in the Bible, man. We've had to study loads of other different things that are in the world because we believe the Bible and we're waiting on certain prophecies to happen. It's not because we went to university. The university stuff don't mean shit. It don't mean nothing, man. The worldly accolades don't mean nothing, because Yahawah didn't choose the wise things of the world. He chose the weak things of the world to confound the wise. Jeremiah chapter 9 and verse 23, thus saith Yahawah, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man glory in his might, let not the rich man glory in his riches, but let him that glorieth glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me. So all the degrees that you have, if you don't understand God, what does it mean? What does it mean, really, man? It don't mean shit. Or I've got 6 degrees, or I've got PhD and all of this. I know you're not qualified. That's how I've heard people speak about the Israelites before. And I remember one video, if I could probably find it on the internet, where the apostles, Tahar and Apostle Gabar, was out on the street but nearby I think it was a art museum, and they was talking about Renaissance and different things, and some Edomite with glasses on and some, I think it was an Asian woman, walked by, and he was proud and laughing, chuckling to himself. And Apostle Tahar heard the chuckle and called the guy over, and they started talking back and forth between each other. And that guy ran away. After the conversation was over, that guy ran off, man. Because all the questions that they was asking him, he couldn't answer. And he had to concede that they knew more than him. But he's got degrees and got all these accolades, though. That guy had all these worldly accolades. Or I'm actually a sculptor and all this bullshit. Okay. And yet for all that, what, you didn't know shit? And that's why in this world, these people think they're smarter than us. But if we was in charge of the world, even right now, if we was in charge of the world and what decisions we said should be done to clean up the world and make it a more righteous place, even right now, before the new covenant, we'd be better than what these people in the world are right now. If the apostles of Great Millstone, the elders of Great Millstone, the brothers of Great Millstone, right, and every other Hebrew Israelite that believes the same doctrine that the apostles, elders, and brothers of Great Millstone believe, if we was in charge of the world right now, right, and made to choose what laws the world follows, the world would be a more righteous place right now, even without us being under the new covenant. That's a fact. It's just that eventually it would start going wicked again because we're not pure ourselves. But we'd be able to clean up the world and make it be more righteous than it is now, though. It's just that because we're not under the new covenant and perfected ourselves, it would still not be perfect, but it would be better than this. We'll be able to clean up the world and make it be better than this piece of crap that we're living in right now. Verse 24, but let him that glorieth glory in this, that he understandeth and know of me, that I am Yahawah, which exercise loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness in the earth. For in these things I delight, saith Yahawah. And people don't want to really respect that, right? They want to think, oh, I know the Lord because I'm rich. Oh, the Lord obviously knows me more than you because I'm mighty. Oh, the Lord obviously knows me more because I've got certificates. I did all this studying and then they gave me a certificate now. And this certificate now means that I'm smarter than somebody else. But then when somebody else that doesn't have that certificate tells me something that I didn't know about this topic that I've got the certificate for, all I have to say to them is, nah, I don't believe you because you don't have this certificate. That's how it is. Vocab Malone runs around the world thinking that he's more smarter than the Israelites because he's got a few certificates, right? But yeah, he's got caught every single time. The Edomites don't exist. The Edomites don't exist. The Edomites don't exist. Then a few presidents and prime ministers of other countries say that the Edomites exist. And now all of a sudden he ain't got nothing to say to them. If you're going to say something to us for saying that the Edomites still exist, then you better do a video on them saying that the Edomites still exist as well, but you're a coward. So you're not going to do that, are you? Because you're just a coward and a racist that only wants to try and address the things that so-called black people have got to say in regards to the Bible. But anyone else, right? Anyone that's so-called black, a so-called black person that believes that they're an Israelite has got to say about the Bible. That's the person that you're going to critique. But a so-called black person that believes the coon plantation Christianity doctrine, you ain't got nothing to say to them. A so-called white man that's got something to say against the doctrine that you believe, you ain't got nothing to say about them. I don't think I've ever seen this guy address anybody else in a negative way in regards to the Bible other than the Israelites. He's only got something to say about what we have to say in regards to the Bible, but there's other people that believe different doctrines of the Bible that are not Israelites, and he ain't got nothing to say about them because he's a clown, man. He's a coward, bro. And that's why even one of his own fellow Christians, I think that Sam Shimon guy, he said that Volkan Malone's a coward, and he is. I understand why he said he's a coward, but he's a demon himself too. So that's just Satan casting out Satan at the end of the day. Now, let me go to this. Man. Everyone wants to try and talk about degrees and talk about some worldly classifications that they've got. But that don't mean shit, man. 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 25. Because the foolishness of God is wiser than men, and the weakness of God is stronger than men. For you see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise after the flesh, not many wise after what this worldly standard, man. Oh, I've got 75 degrees over 25 years, and I'm this and that. I was a professor in the world and all that. So what, man? I got my bachelor's here, my PhD here, my master's. So what? I got a bachelor's in religion. I got a PhD in religion. Okay, does God hate Esau? Well, it doesn't mean that he hated him. It means love less. Because if you look up so why is he going to destroy every single one of them according to Obadiah 1 and 18? Oh, well, the Edomites are already destroyed. Oh, so he's done it already then. So then how does it mean he loved them less when they don't exist? According to what you're saying, already they don't exist. We're saying as Israelites that it's going to happen in the future. You're saying it's happened already. So how could it be loved less when they don't exist anymore? But the Israelites do exist. So how could it be love less, you fucking idiot? Oh, they're swearing. Oh, he swore. See? That couldn't be the love of God because he's swearing, fuck you. I'll swear again, bitch ass nigga. Oh, see? You're effing and blinding. Yeah, here's another effing and blinding. Fuck you, bitch ass Christians, man. Oh, see? A righteous man would never talk like that. Oh, a righteous man would never talk like that. Okay, well, let me tell you about another righteous man, King David, that walked around with a bag of foreskins in a bag. You understand? Was King David righteous? Yeah, he was, right? And did he not walk around with a bag of men's foreskins? Did he not have to touch men's penises to shake them foreskins off? Did he not have to do that? Would them men not have been clothed? And he would have had to make their parts be on show to take their foreskins off. That's some crazy shit, man. But he's righteous. You understand? Certain people would say, "Oh, that's a chichi man thing and all that." Well, not according to how Yahawah made it happen. It wasn't, and he did that to get a wife. You understand? He chopped off men's foreskins after removing their souls from their body. By the way, to get a wife. So what was that? What was the dowry? 200 foreskins, I believe, right? that was the dowry of that wife, man. So don't try and tell us about what a righteous man would do. It was Abraham a righteous man? And didn't he run up and pull up on someone because he thought that they did something to Lot? Didn't he pull up with the crew? So don't be talking up, man. Don't be talking at your mouths. Now, that doesn't mean that now is the time for violence like that, because it's not. But people always want to try and say that swearing makes this and that. When Yahawah Shai, excuse me, Yahawah Shai is righteous, right? But it says in the prophecy, and I'm going to get it right now so that people can't say I'm lying. It says in righteousness, he doth judge and make war. So don't try and make it like violence can't ever be righteous, because it can. Revelation chapter 19 and verse 11, and I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war. So don't try and talk bad about us swearing. Oh, he swore. He used the effing and blinded. Okay. All right. But there's people out here drinking underage people's blood, and no one ain't got nothing to say about that. Has that demon Volker Malone did a video on anything to do with that? Has he addressed that in any way, shape, or form? But he'll address an apostle farting on camera. Ha ha ha. Apostle farts on camera. All right. And what about what all these people on them files? What are they doing? These childish idiots, man. And that's why when the changeover comes, right, and it's shown that we're the people of the Lord, you people don't even expect no mercy from us in any kind of way, really. Don't even expect any kind of leeway for 1,000 years, man. For 1,000 years, we're going to establish that we're in charge of this earth, and we're never going to not be in charge. We're going to show you for 1,000 years, man. Don't even expect no going back to like being able to have no freedom where we're not watching over you like a hawk for 1,000 years. Any of you nations, man, don't expect it, man. You can laugh at us now and call our people boy and all that now, right? But even a bug out like God logic, man, once he gets the same must know it after death by pain, he's going to be an Israelite in the kingdom under the new covenant, man. Even a bug out like that, all the coons that are on Volker Malone's side right now, they're going to be against him in the kingdom when the changeover comes, man. And once they are perished from this earth through a painful way, and then they come back in the reincarnation as an Israelite, they're going to see him again, man, in their new state, and they're going to hate his guts. They're going to know that he was lying against them, man. They're going to know that while he was pretending to be their brother, he was really hating their guts and was happy that they were so stupid that it was coming up against their own people, man. They're going to hate him for that. They're going to hate him, man. And rightly so, too. Verse 25, because the foolishness of God is wiser than men. In fact, no, verse 27, but God have chosen, no, verse 26, for ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called, but God have chosen, but Yahawah have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. So is he going to choose somebody with a degree or somebody that don't have a degree? What's he going to choose? If he's trying to choose the weak things of the world, is he going to choose somebody with a degree or somebody without a degree? Which one's going to be more likely to be chosen? If it's about the foolish things, would somebody that's got a degree, loads of degrees, be considered foolish? No, they wouldn't, right? The person that doesn't have any degrees, though, or any so-called formal education, that's going to be the one that's going to be chosen. But God have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. So people that don't have degrees are going to be cutting and confounding people that do have degrees. And Yahawah have chosen the weak things of the world, people that ain't got all physical body strength of the world, to confound the things which are mighty. So people that don't really have much physical might in this world, right? They might have a bit of might one-on-one, right? But they don't have physical might in terms of an army. Like all of us Hebrew Israelites, we ain't just no wimps that you can just boy off on a one-on-one thing. Like you can just grab them up and hem them up in the corner, right? But if it came to a battle of nations or of beliefs based on carnal and all the carnal things that you can bring to the table, we ain't gonna lose. We ain't got no tanks, we ain't got no weapons and nothing like that. We ain't got none of those kind of things, man. We'd lose. right? We'd lose because we still have to, even in this state, even though we got all this knowledge, we still have to go to our enemies for the want of all things. But the time's going to come when we don't have to go to our enemy for nothing, and all of the same things that we used to have to go to our enemies for, they're going to give it to us for free. We ain't going to be paying. That's going to be a tribute that they're giving us for free, man. All that you have to go and get some plantains from an Ishmaelite and all that, you're going to give the plantains for free now. And go to no heathen for bun and cheese and all that. Go for some spiced bun. Nah, you're gonna make them spiced buns in your land and you're gonna ship them over. And if you got a problem with that, right, I'll send my chariot over your land on autopilot mode. I ain't even gonna be there. I'll just send it over on autopilot mode, man, and make it start shooting some laser beams, man. Hey, it's a luck, yeah. But that's some of the things that we're gonna be doing, man. Yo, send over a few of them chariots over in autopilot mode, man. Set the coordinates, man. We're gonna have your people on lock in the kingdom, man. Rod of iron, it says, right? A rod of iron. We ain't gonna be playing around. It says right now, women are oppressors and children rule over them. Well, little children might be schooling you in the kingdom, man. Little Israelite children, man. They're gonna be learning how to rule based on schooling you, dusting you off, man. So let all the laughing and joking that you people want to have over us now, enjoy it, man. Enjoy it while you still got the chance, right? Enjoy laughing at our nation while you got the chance. Because the day is going to come where you can't laugh about us anymore. Because the same things that made us be laughable, the curses of Yahawah, the curses of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, that's going to be on you. So how are you going to laugh? And are you going to be able to say it's an excuse? Oh, you black people are saying that this stuff's happening. You blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're saying this stuff's happening to you as curses. That's just an excuse for not working hard enough. All right. So when you find yourself in that position, tell us that that's an excuse. We're going to tell you it's an excuse for you not working hard enough then, innit? Or that you're just making excuses because you're a lazy bum. That's where we're going to drop it on you then, man. In that time, then what y'all going to say? You scumbags, man. Watch. I can't wait for that day, man. To see you people really realize that we're the Israelites, man. The amount of fear that's going to be in these people's faces. Like, we ain't even going to be thinking about trying to rule and be like for a long time, man. I can see it right now. For a long time, in them first couple of maybe decades of the kingdom, it's going to just be about judging you people for all the evil that you did to us in the past. Then maybe as we start getting centuries into the kingdom, okay, now we're going to start showing y'all how you're supposed to be living. There's going to be a lot of judgment going out to you people, man. And that's why the heathen are raging and imagining a vain thing, because they don't want it to happen, but it's going to happen. And the more you do wickedness towards us to fight against it happening, the more things you're going to have to be paid back for in the kingdom. So whatever you want to do now, go ahead, man. We ain't got the power to stop you. And it's all prophecy that you're going to do these things anyway. But everything that you do, you're going to have to be paid back for it 2 times in the kingdom. So if you do something towards us that causes 20 years damage, you're going to get 40 years of damage done to you. That's what's going to be happening, man. Verse 28, and the basins of the world and the things which are despised, which is definitely a so-called black man. We're despised in the world, man. We go into a shop, minding our business. The security guards want to follow us around, whether we're dressed bad or whether we're dressed so-called nice. And if we're dressed so-called nice, then they'll be hating. We catch them mumbling. We catch them mumbling under their breath. Fucking black bastard. Like, you know what I mean? Just catch them hating, man. Trying to overly go out of their way to not give us good customer service now. Instead of just being neutral. Oh, this is a customer in this restaurant. Give them the same customer service as any other person. Don't give them no better customer service. Just give them neutral. Okay, I don't like them, but they're still a customer that's paying in the place that I work. And we need customers. Give them neutral customer service then. No, they'll make sure to try and go out of their way to give us -1, man. That's how these people do, really. Unless they're hoping for some extra money or something, man. Verse 28, and the basins of the world and things which are despised have Yahawah chosen, yea, and things which are not, to bring to naught things that are, that no flesh should glory in his presence. And that's the reason why Yahawah did it this way, man. Us that don't have degrees, do the apostles of Great Millstone have degrees? Do they? I doubt it, mate. But yet they're cutting everyone with the scriptures. So what's a degree worth, man? What's it worth? All you stupid idiots out there, man, that think that some degree you got given by Esau makes you better than somebody else. It's not about degrees. It's about who Yahawah gave the spirit unto, man. Did Yahawah give you the spirit? Okay, if he did, he gave it you. But it's not based on a degree. When you get a degree, you don't get the spirit. That's carnal. That degree is taught the same way to everyone. Oh, this module, that module, the same tests every single year over year. That's not spiritual. That's carnal, man. That's worldly. That's a worldly way to learn the Lord. Oh, in your first year, you're going to do this. In the second year, you're going to do that. That's carnal. But every single brother that's learned the truth of Yahawah Shem Yahushai, we all got to the same conclusion in many different ways. From several different aspects in the world that we came from, we all came to the same conclusion that we're the Israelites in several different ways, man. The first scripture that one brother might have heard was different than the first scripture that another brother heard. And the way how one brother might prove that that salvation is only for Israel is different than the way another brother might prove that salvation is only for Israel. The way how one brother might prove that the Gentiles are Israelites when it's talking about salvation is different than the way that another brother might use. The verse that one brother might use to prove that the new covenant is only for Israel might be different than the verse that another brother might use to prove that salvation, that the new covenant is only for Israel. The scattering of the Israelites amongst all nations, the verses that one brother might use might be different than the verses that another brother might use, man. There's many ways amongst our thing that we can all come to the same conclusion. But when it comes to you Christians and all you worldly people, you pretty much say the same thing, all of you. You pretty much all are carnal as hell, saying exactly the same one or two verses. And that's why the Hebrew Israelites always cut you to the soul. Because we know the Bible for real. Because Yahawah gave it to us. The Spirit was given to us to understand it, not to you. And that's why if a heathen Edomite hasn't told you a certain verse, you don't know. And if we ask you questions about certain parts of the Bible, you ain't got nothing to say. Oh, well, the question that you're asking is a bit harsh right now. I'm going to do some research. And if you see that person 3 years later and ask them to do the research, they haven't did it. They were just trying to stall you in the hopes that you don't ever ask them it again. I'm going to end the lesson there, man. You don't need no degrees or worldly accolades. It's about having the Spirit, man. The Spirit of Yahawah B'Shem Yahushai, giving the Holy Spirit, which is the means of understanding of the scriptures, man. That's what it's about. It's not about no worldly things. Shalom to the elect. Shalom.